Hello, Food Allergy Nation. I am Caroline Fleur, and today I want to talk about how people in the food allergy community can be food allergy ambassadors. But first, let me say this video is not promotional and I am not giving advice of any kind. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please click that subscribe button because it means so much to me, and you'll also get videos as soon as they come out. Now let's get to it. So what does it mean when I'm referring to the term ambassador? Well, I wrote down a definition of what I think of when I think of an ambassador, which I will read to you now. The term ambassador often refers to a representative of a government who is stationed in a foreign country. Their purpose is to speak on behalf of their country and collaborate to find a middle ground with even the most volatile governments, while also promoting their nation's interests. So what do I mean when I say a food allergy ambassador? I mean us in the food allergy community going out into the world, into restaurants, and showing our best selves. I've been using the term food allergy ambassador for a while because it's so important that when we as a food allergy community go out into the world, we do things that elevate our community's reputation and don't hurt it or diminish it in any way. All of us in the food allergy community know that we've received a lot of pushback for food allergies. I don't know why it happens. It's not our fault that we have this disease or our children have this disease of food allergies, but for some reason, it really annoys some people. I don't think any community is nicer and more inclusive than the food allergy community. Nobody tries harder than we do. We speak openly and honestly with the staff at restaurants, with the managers at restaurants, while also trying to keep everyone else comfortable so it doesn't get awkward. We're very, very inclusive and we want no one to be left out. We eat at a lot of restaurants, but we tend to be loyal and go back to the same restaurants over and over because we trust them, we know the staff, we know the manager, but sometimes we go to new restaurants. And when we go to a new restaurant, it can be stressful. Number one on my how to be a food allergy ambassador list is don't let fear win. If you speak to someone who works in a restaurant, they will tell you that sometimes a person may come in with food allergies who seems stressed out, if not irritated. And in my mind, I think that person is probably just afraid and their anxiety and fear is high. And so it's coming across as irritable or angry to the staff when that's not their intention. I think what can happen is people walk into a new restaurant they haven't been to and they're nervous and they're allowing the negative past experiences from other restaurants to impact how they're feeling about this new restaurant. And I completely get it. I totally understand. But we can't let fear win. So I would just say one step of being a food allergy ambassador is to make sure that our fear or anxiety or just nerves don't come across as irritable or argumentative with staff or managers at restaurants. I also try to just be open and hopeful about the restaurant and expect that it's going to go well. If I'm getting a lot of questions from the server where I don't think they understand food allergies or I don't think that they care very much about food allergies, that can get stressful. But what we can do is continue to answer the questions openly, honestly, and directly without crossing over to rude or snappy. You know, if all else fails and you're getting a terrible vibe, you can leave the restaurant before the food comes out or before you order. That's totally fine. It also doesn't mean you have to storm out. You can just say, look, we're just going to go somewhere else. I appreciate your time, but we need to feel really, really safe. Thank you, and walk out. But whenever things happen, good or bad, I try to remember all of my food allergy brothers and sisters and the fact that whatever I do in this moment is going to impact how everyone here feels the next time someone walks in with food allergies. And we don't want to set our food allergy friends up for something like that. When a person with food allergies walks through the door, we don't want the staff at a restaurant to think, oh no, not another one, because of their past negative experiences. So I think the entire restaurant process just needs a diplomatic touch. You can always ask to speak to the manager, and if you don't get a great feel from the manager, you might have to leave. That's just how it is. It's all about safety. But to me, I'm not there to try to one up the server or the manager. I'm there to find safe food for my son. And if I can't do it, then we'll have to leave. But if I can do it, then great. Whichever direction it goes, it can be handled properly and respectfully. Number 2 on my food allergy list is show your appreciation when things go well at dinner. And this can be in the form of tips and or saying thank you and explaining what you appreciated as you leave. I'm not the richest person, but when we do go out to eat, we do make a point to tip well if my son is fine, he eats and he's full, he walks out healthy with no problems, and the server and staff did everything they could to help us. We try to make a point to tip well. Receiving tips that are 20% or higher to a server is very meaningful, as tips are a huge part of their income. And if you think about it from a server's point of view, when someone does come in with food allergies, it does take more of their time and their focus. We speak to them about it, we explain the allergy, they may have questions, they take extra notes, they may have to go get the manager, they may go back to the kitchen themselves more than once, and then when they come back to the table, speak to us again. I know for myself, I tend to ask more questions when the server brings the food out. So this is salt and pepper only, right? So this is no dairy, correct? So this baked potato is dry, correct? There's no butter? These are all questions that I have to ask again when the food comes out, because I'm just that serious about making sure my son's food is safe. Almost every time the server or whoever is bringing the food out are fine with me doing this and will give me that reinforcement one more time. And will even add, I double checked with the kitchen. I just asked the chef and he said yes. So they're checking and double checking and keeping us on their mind a lot longer than other people in the restaurant. So if they put in that extra time, it could also mean that they did not put in that time to other tables. What if they don't get as good of a tip from other tables because they were spending all of their time making sure we or our child was safe? It's a way to say thank you more than just words, although we also use the words. Before I leave, when we hand them the payment with their tip, I will specifically say what I am thankful for very quickly, but I will say, thank you so much for checking with the kitchen so many times and making sure my son's food was safe. We really appreciate it. And they respond to that. They appreciate being acknowledged. We want them to feel seen because they put in that extra effort. Our son is walking out full and healthy and happy, and he had a good experience. That means everything to us. As I said, we're not the richest people in the world. We also don't eat out that much, so that does give us the opportunity to be able to tip well. Now, if you don't have as much money to do a bigger tip than 20%, definitely take that time to thank them personally and name what they did so they understand they are appreciated. And it will leave a good, lasting feeling with them so that the next time someone from the food allergy community walks in, they'll be happy to see them and not concerned. Number 3 on my list of how to be a good food allergy ambassador is leave a positive review. I was speaking on my YouTube channel with General Restaurant Manager Kim Morehouse, and we were discussing how to show appreciation to restaurants. I was talking about tipping and saying thank you, and she pointed out, leave a review. Yes, that is so important. When you go to a restaurant and you have a great experience, take the time to do a review. Most people only do a review when they have a bad experience. That's what restaurants have to see. Positive reviews about food allergies will help encourage the decision makers in the corporate office to continue to do food allergy training or add food allergy training. It's expensive, it costs money, it takes time, and with restaurants there can be a lot of turnover, so they're having to do this training over and over. They will continue to do it if they are seeing a positive result from it. So when I do a review, I will mention that my son has food allergies and exactly what the staff did that helped so much and made us feel comfortable, and how he walked out of there healthy and full, and how much we appreciate it. I want them to know that whatever time and effort and money that they're putting into staff training, we appreciate, and that we will be back, and that we will share that this is a good restaurant with our friends and family as well. And not only will it help encourage the corporate office, other food allergy families might see your review and know that this is a safe place. Of course, they have to go in and do their own due diligence, tell the server, talk to the manager, make sure everything is safe, but at least they can go in feeling hopeful that this is a place that will be welcoming toward them and take their allergies seriously. And my fourth and final suggestion on how to be a food allergy ambassador is don't forget about your own family. We don't just need to be open and kind to places like restaurants. We need to be patient and kind to our own family sometimes. I'm directing this portion to the self-designated food allergy expert in your family, which is me. While we're trying to be kinder to strangers and restaurant staff, let's keep some of that kindness for our own family and friend network. These are the people who are in the trenches with us, who care about us. They may not understand everything about food allergies, but they care about us. And we need to give them some grace if they're not always perfect, because no one is perfect. One time, my husband took our son to a new burger restaurant in town. Everything seemed fine, and afterward, my son threw up. Well, it turned out that restaurant mixes milk with their hamburger beef when they make burgers. We had never come across this before. We had never heard of that before, so we were not asking burger places if there was dairy in the burger patties. We do now every single time at every restaurant because of this one bad experience. But so far, this is the only place that has done it. But I remember being upset with my husband. He took our son to a restaurant we'd never been to and let him eat a burger? How could he do that? I didn't say all that, but in my heart, I was usually the one in charge of what my son ate. I wasn't there, and I felt like I would have made a different decision. Probably not. I would have probably done the exact same thing and I would have felt horrible. But I was secretly disappointed that my husband had let my son have a burger there. But I had to remind myself that our spouses and even trusted family members and trusted friends might sometimes make a decision that we wouldn't make. They might even make a mistake that we wouldn't make because they're learning too. They are still a part of this allergy journey and they deserve encouragement and a chance to learn just like we did. We stumbled at first and so will they. So we just need to give them the grace to do it as they go through the process as well. As I said, overall, I really do not think anyone is nicer than those of us living in the food allergy community, trying to navigate the world with life-threatening food allergens. But that doesn't mean there's not still a little bit we can do to make a smoother path for the people who come behind us. So of course, continue to take all the necessary steps to keep yourself or your child safe if you have food allergies. Be open and direct with staff. Always carry your EpiPens or AviQs. Don't be afraid to ask questions and speak up even if you're with a group of people. Don't be afraid to leave a restaurant if you truly don't feel safe and something's telling you it's not right. But at the same time, you can be open and direct and polite and kind even as you leave if that's what it takes. I think we can all be excellent food allergy ambassadors if we just keep in mind our fellow food allergy brothers and sisters as we are out in the world and make a great impression and elevate the reputation of the food allergy community together. I hope everyone here knows that I'm rooting for you. I see you. I know what it's like having food allergies. Just keep your chin up, stay vigilant, carry those auto injectors and EpiPens, very, very important, 2 of them. And I wish you all the best as you're out navigating the world with food allergies. So let's all go out and be food allergy ambassadors. I'm Caroline Fleur. Thanks for watching.